Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm not even sure what the date is today. Actually, it's October 13th. It's a Friday. And I'm wanting to do a weekly video blog update and share what's been on my mind and what's been happening. So where do I begin? Right now we're staying on this beach. It's one of my favorite places in the world, one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And I can't tell you where it is. I'd have to kill you, but it's in Australia. Been surfing out here almost every day, and the conditions change so much. The weather, the wind, the temperature, the colors. Some interesting events in the last 2 weeks here. So it was school holidays before, and there's been a helicopter that flies over these beaches twice a day, and they're scanning for sharks. And there was one day where a helicopter called out. There's a couple surfers surfing that end over there, and the helicopter was doing these loops over there, and then turned on the sirens, and there were a couple surfers out, and the helicopter told them to get out of the water. So, because of a shark. So I don't like really worry about the sharks, but sometimes when you're the only person out there, you can't help but think about it a little bit. So yeah, and actually there were 1 or 2 days where it wasn't very good and overcast and murky, and I mean there was days when I surfed, but it was just a short session. And yeah, it just kind of plays with your mind a little bit sometimes. And then the other day, I surfed, and there was a day when I caught a wave and rode right over a dolphin in pretty shallow water. It's probably 4 feet deep, and we went almost right over the top of it. And I'm kind of like looking to see, is that a dolphin as I'm going over it? But I could tell with the shape of the tail that I'm 99% sure it was. But I've been having fun. I love surfing. It's just the best thing in the universe. And I love being here. There's waves almost every day. And it's funny, some days I'm surfing by myself here, and other days there's 10 or 15 people out. I've launched a Mastermind Program, Vision All-Stars Mastermind Program, which is exciting. We're in kind of a warm-up month as I figure some things out behind the scenes, and we have 6 participants, and 5 are we're in 5 different time zones, probably 6 including me. So trying to organize our first call so we can all get on it is interesting. But yeah, it's one of my favorite things about it is the international group and people being all over the world. But the time zones are just something we got to deal with for the calls. Ah, thanks. The other major thing that's happening right now is Pia, who's my kid's mom, my ex-wife, this is her little guy. So we have 2 kids. Jaya's 13 and Santi's 7. That's Santi back there. And she's got this little guy, Janu, who's about 1.5 years with her new partner. And they have another kid on the way. Pia's due any day now. She's actually in pre-labor right now up at the house. And I got up early, was doing my silent sunrise session this morning, and then was going to get into some work, but this little guy, I ended up making pudgage for this guy. That's how he says porridge. It's pretty much the cutest thing you can imagine. Hey, Janu, how do you say porridge? Did you eat porridge? Pudgage.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Pudgage. But he was pretty fussy because Pia's just sort of walking around, with some kind of contractions happening, and we're staying here with our midwife, our home birth midwife, Leanne, who's a dear friend of ours. We know her from Australia, but she's been living in Bali for about 6 years, and she flew over to be the midwife. She's been the midwife for all of our kids' births. And yeah, so the plan is to have a home birth here. And yeah, my plan to get a little work done this morning didn't go as planned. So made pudgage for Janu, and lucky we have the beach right here, so come down here for a play, 'cause he's kind of crying and calling for mom, and sorry, there's flies. And she can't really pick him up or give him much attention right now. So we're playing at the beach. That's the basics of what's happening this week. So hope you're having a great week, going with the flow, staying focused on your vision. Lots of love. Talk to you soon. Bye.